afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to your place of chill. That is the Kauffie Company. We've done a lot this morning. We have done a lot over the last day. We're getting by. We're getting by. Been all the way to Shoreditch. We've tried a new coffee house local in the area just to see what's going on over there, which actually wasn't offensive. It wasn't offensive at all, so I'm really happy about that. And yeah, we are actually going to be joined by a guest in a minute. He's in the chat, and we need to make sure everything is suitable for his arrival. But how is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? Before I welcome our guest on, I'm going to make myself a quick cup of the Christmas coffee, and I'm very much looking forward. Let's see who's in the chat. Big up, Eugene. Big up, big up, big up. Shalom, Achi. Shalom, Achi. Brian will be joining us in a second. Check. And yeah, you will see him. Big up, Welsh Jet. Big up the coffee. I'm off today. Yes. Big up. And your coffee arrived. Special delivery works. I spent probably too much on the delivery. But as long as Welsh Jet got a coffee, that's all that matters. And it means my buddy in Powys probably got it as well, because I sent some coffee to the other part of Wales, because I haven't sent my friend some coffee in a while. Big up, big up, big up, Scott M. Big up, Scott M. Hopefully you're well, buddy. You may absolutely big up the fab folks. How is everyone doing today? I'm going to make some Christmas coffee. Christmas coffee is here. First of all, I'd like for everyone to send a big up to Welsh Jet for buying a couple of bags off the Christmas coffee. That's really lovely of her. And I hope her friend who's getting the package enjoys it. It means a lot for my viewers to support what I'm doing here. And the Christmas coffee is fantastic. And we're going to make ourselves a Christmas coffee. So everyone send Welsh Jet a big up. And yes, let's make ourselves a Christmas coffee. How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? That just smells so good. If you are in the area of London, please come down and try the Christmas coffee. You gotta try it. You gotta try it. You've got to try this stuff. It's bloody fantastic. It's really, I'm not saying it's good just to make money. It's delicious. It's delicious. There we go. It's cappuccino time. I'm having a Christmas coffee. It's actually better than last year's Christmas coffee. Believe me, it's an achievement. Ryan's in the background, just give us a sec. Oh, bloody hell. Ooh. Right. We're going to welcome our guest in. He's making a cup of tea, which should be blaspheme on a coffee show. But we've got Mr. Brian Davis here. And we've got Brian here. Shalom, achi. Shalom.
Shalom, everyone. Sorry, let me just move from the kitchen into the living room.
Yeah.
And then I can just sit down and chill with all you wonderful people. How are we doing?
We're doing all right. We have had a very indifferent couple of days, but we're getting there. We spent a lot of time this morning running about, had to go all the way to Shoreditch and back, which sucked.
Okay.
But that was fun. I love going to Shoreditch. Didn't get to try the Elizabeth line again because I couldn't get on a train, but it was great.
There you go.
The Elizabeth line is great.
But it's good to see you, buddy. It's been a few days since we've spoken. Yeah. So we've spoken via WhatsApp, but it's been a few days since we've had a proper chat. But everything else good. And how is everyone else in the chat? All everyone that's there today?
I think everyone's good. Welshjet has got her Christmas present for her friend who is also called Brian. So yeah, so people called Brian should drink the Christmas coffee. That is a very great hint. You need to try the coffee, Brian. It's great stuff. Yes,
I can vouch for a lot of your coffees, especially in the espresso form. They are damn mighty fine.
Yeah, and this one you're going to love this one. I mean, you liked the Christmas coffee last year, and this is even better than it was last year. It's even better.
That's the one Danny took a load of, wasn't it?
Yeah, he took so much of it, and I think he's going to buy a load of bags of this as well. He needs to
so there you go. So there you go. Yeah,
he's in the Netherlands at the moment, isn't he?
He is. I spoke to him this afternoon, or this early afternoon, late morning, whatever it was.
Did he call you, or did you call him and he didn't answer at 5?
No, he called me.
Bloody hell!
He called me. Yeah, it was good to chat to him. Obviously, I speak to him a hell of a lot, and then he's with Mrs. Kiriakou, and then they're going to Gran Canaria on Saturday. It's actually quite good. He said he's going out for a mate's. But one of Sana's friends' birthdays tomorrow, so they're having a massive dinner party at the house and a few drinks. But then he was telling me, I completely forgot. He's in Holland, isn't it? It's Holland, Argentina tomorrow. So what a place he's going to be. Hopefully, they'll be able to party a bit longer and celebrating knocking out the Argentinians.
Yeah.
For the Dutch, obviously. And whenever I think of Argentina, Holland, I just think of that France '98 Dennis Bergkamp goal.
Yeah. And I think the Argentinians believe that they're going to win this game. And I think the Netherlands are a much better team than people give them credit for.
Well, that we'll have to wait and see. But after I did the watch along at We Are Tottenham TV and watched Brazil in that first half, they were absolutely incredible. Yes, it was Korea. Yes, you could say it was a weaker team, but
it makes me so sad though that it happened to be Korea because I love Korea.
Of course, yeah. It's never good, especially when you see Sonny. But they I know Portugal did. I didn't watch the Portugal game. But what Brazil did, that's what they are capable of with any team. And it's the speed. You just got to look at, forget the first goal and the penalty. Those two team goals were just like that. It doesn't matter. They will dissect you before you can blink.
Goal, the first one when he's just been prime Richarlison.
Mate, we were saying it. I was like, he does that for Tottenham against Forest. He gets called every name under the sun and a showboat and but he done it for Brazil, and it's wonderful football. What great, fascinating, brilliant. It's like, oh well, wait a minute.
I think it's because he did it to time waste is why he got flack for it. But either way, I fucking loved it. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Now, if he starts doing that in a Tottenham shirt, I'm buying a Richarlison shirt.
Mate,
that is just quality.
Seeing him up top now is food for thought, because we can see that he clearly can play in that position for his country, and if you can do it for your country, surely he should be able to do it with Tottenham with the kind of creativity that Kane could create, and Son and on fire, and especially the architect. I'm now calling him the architect in Kulusevski. That's my nickname for him. He's the architect.
He's definitely a footballer. He's definitely a brilliant footballer. And it's good to know. But what else has been happening recently, Brian? I know
Yeah, it's just been back and forth to the hospital with my dad. It's been looking after my nephews and my niece. I got to watch my very first football match. My nephews have been dying to watch a football match with me, the eldest two, and Joseph, the middle one. So we did that for England Senegal, which was fantastic. Although they're all seven of them and me, so there's eight of us around the table watching it. And I forgot that when you're 10 years old, as the twins are, and seven, you may ask a few questions.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear any of the commentaries. Why do they do this? How do they do that? When do they do that?
That's the beautiful part of watching football with kids, because they're like, that's you're imparting football knowledge onto them.
Yeah,
they are going to be watching football through the eyes of Daniel, just like I watched my football through the eyes of my dad whenever he took me to White Hart Lane in the Standards. I'd ask him questions. Why is what's this? What's that? And
exactly. Listen, it took them a little while to get into football, and their dad doesn't like football. He watches the World Cup, but he doesn't support a Premier League team or whatever. And he always kids with me and said, "I'm going to get him to support Arsenal." I was like, "You simply won't, in case there'll be a lot of trouble." And there'll be serious trouble and implications. But no, they've the eldest two have now really started to get into football, which is great to see. Hopefully, I'm going to try and get a couple of tickets. Obviously, I still won't pay for them because of the parasite. To try and take them, even to a women's game, whatever, to go to the stadium.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been to the state. Well, they're too young to go to the old stadium, and they haven't been. I think they're going to Wembley to watch the women's team at some point soon. But taken
to see. Take them to White Hart Lane, though. They've got to have that imparted onto them. This is the football team you support. I know you were given a choice by your dad, except you're only given one word of advice. You can support any football team you want, just not them.
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't given a choice. It's like, you are Spurs, and that is final. There's no choice here.
I think my dad said that in a you haven't got to. If I had said another team, you'd have gone, well, you're not.
No.
But my nephews and my niece don't have a choice. There is no ifs, buts, maybes.
Yeah.
There is no. Although I must admit, Isaac, the eldest one. So when they were born, Isaac and Noah especially, because they're identical twins, the hospital staff said to them the best way to tell them apart to begin with is paint one of their toenails differently. Yeah. Like one was blue, one was green. Just because when it comes to weighing them, what did they eat, blah blah blah, it'd be so hard or easy to cross them over. And for some reason, Isaac has changed his colour from blue to red, because all the kids have got a colour.
No,
Noah's green. Joseph has taken blue. Levi is yellow. Sophie is pink, and red is his favourite colour, but he hates Arsenal. Blah 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 blah. And he even said to me, when I was back here last time, he goes, "When are Tottenham on tour going to do merch?" And I didn't even know what the word merch meant. It's one of these shortened.
The merchandise table.
It was like merch. When are you going to do merch? I was like, what? He goes, stuff in the shop. And I said, listen, that will come in time. And he goes, well, we get some of the stuff. I was like, I'll buy you every single shirt we do.
Yeah.
So you will have one. He goes, will you do a red one for me? And I was like, no. And he's like, but you can do a red Tottenham on tour just for me. I was like, no, I can't.
No.
And I'm like, no. It makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
And I'm not letting you have it. And he's like, oh, yeah. He thinks he's getting it, but he won't when we do. But
no, it's just not happening.
No chance whatsoever is any merchandise Tottenham on tour do ever going to have any red on it.
No,
period.
Never red. It's just not right.
Exactly.
I've been trying to get I've not been. My brother has started to take Elijah to football. Like, they do this like little toddlers football group for like 4-year-olds. Apparently he's learning, but it just that the kid doesn't stay concentrated for 2 seconds. He's trying to teach him football. It's like, I don't remember being 4 and liking football. I probably didn't. I know my dad forced my mum to take me to White Hart Lane when I was 4, but that's a different story.
I've just realised, actually, while you're saying that, I've taken my mum's Strictly Come Dancing mug, and look at the play on words there. My cup of cha cha cha
Yeah.
Oh dear, 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 dear. The what a
The
fun that
dancer.
is.
Dale the dancer.
Oh yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely, I'm a raving lunatic. That's about as close as it comes to dancing. That's as close as it comes to dancing. But what else is news, Ben?
Nothing much, really. Christmas coffee is now available.
Yeah, so I saw. Listen, do you know what? I have to say, I don't know if Scott M's still in the chat. He'll feel differently to me, obviously, because Canada is his home country. But for me, you can't beat England in Christmas. You can't. You know,
Christmas markets, Christmas jumpers.
Just even the advert. I mean, at Christmas time, it's the one time I don't even mind advert. I mean, I'm one of those that say it's not officially Christmas until I see the Coca-Cola advert on TV or hear it on the radio. That is the official sign. Not 1 month or December the 1st. It's not Christmas until you hear that advert. And exactly. Oh, it's just the best. They don't have it in Canada, Ben.
Yeah.
And I've had Christmas in England. I've had Christmas in Israel. Don't get me wrong, Coca-Cola do an advert. It's just not that one. I've had it in Israel, which is just weird.
Yeah.
Especially seeing that the weather's reasonable. It's not here. And in Canada, maybe it's because where I live in a very Jewish area, like I do here.
Yeah.
But you just can't beat Christmas at home. The one thing Canada does give you is it guarantees you a white Christmas. Guaranteed that's going to happen.
But that's what makes it not a when it is a white Christmas here in the UK, it's like special.
Yeah.
And I sort of love that. Big up Haz, hopefully having a great
Haz, brother.
Do you know what Haz's favourite movie is?
What?
Matrix.
Oh, okay, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Morning,
Ian. Hopefully having a great day.
So yeah, that's the thing. When I say with your Christmas coffees, it's just something about being here at Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, last Christmas obviously was a blur to me because I came back for Bob, and everything just went kind of out the window. It weren't even about that. I didn't feel, but now I've been here, and obviously I came in November, so I've seen that gradual build up. Yeah, you can't beat being here.
And also it's international Christmas jumper day, so that's more of a reason to celebrate. So everyone get your Christmas jumpers out. But yeah, Christmas in the UK is we just do it better. I don't understand how we do it better. We never get bloody snow, but we just do it better. Christmas markets, mulled wine if you like mulled wine, just all the sweets you can get, the chocolates, the stores, the displays. We just do it better than anyone else.
We do. You know what? Yes, we do in a way, but I'm sure there's other countries that smash it. It's just I don't think
it's good as well. It's England or Italy.
Because you got to remember as well, it's all about family.
Yeah.
And obviously, so what we used to do here is Bob's. By the way, Superman, love you, brother.
Big out, Bob Jet. Big out, Bob Jet.
I'll call you later on. We need to arrange meeting up. Christmas when we did it here, but when my grandma and grandpa was alive, and we used to do it. All the fact because we couldn't get together at Hanukkah because it would be just get together for an evening. You got to go to work the next day. We always used to get together at Christmas. There used to be about 20, 30 of us here.
Yeah. The Germans do Christmas.
Sorry, I just got sidetracked by Bob.
The Germans do Christmas very well.
I just have to say with Bob's, listen, Superman, we're thankful we can talk about you and you respond like this. This time last year, God knows you may not have. I'm gonna start getting emotional, so I'm gonna. So yeah, just love you, brother. Love you very, very much.
This time last year, I didn't know Bob.
Yeah,
I knew yourself. I don't know if I had met Kim and Raz yet. Possibly, just about possibly. Maybe it's a week forward that I met Raz and Kimber for the first time. Didn't know Bob. The only thing I knew is we were talking because, for people that don't know, I used to go on We Are Tottenham TV on the call-ins. I started going on David Harris's show quite often because it was more at a time that suited me rather than during the middle of the day. And Brian was like messaging, how do I get this guy's number? So I gave him my emails, and then so I was talking with Brian, and then I learned about Bob, and then suddenly Bob was in was in a coma. If you didn't know that Bob was in a coma, and suddenly this has all happened. I met Kim and Rez, and now we're all great mates. And it's great to have the what's it called? The point of the pyramid, as in Bob.
Yeah.
With us and making us all bloody laugh our socks off in the wall.
Well, what you got to remember as well. Let's talk about seeing that he's here, and obviously we're approaching a year of it. We'll have a little Bob loving, which I'm always party to. Listen, like you said, We Are Tottenham TV are, like I've always called them, the mothership. If you look at what's been created through the family and the tightness of our group, what we've got with Rez, Nick, Danny, Ryan, David, I mean, Stel, you can mention them all. It goes so expansive. When we all started these streams, like, my dream was just to get Ben and Simon on a show, to get them on a show, let alone be in this tight-knit community that we're now in. And obviously, how important a piece of that jigsaw Bob is became very, very evident. This time last year. I mean, when Bob put that video out on YouTube, it was a year to the day that obviously me, Kim, Cody had a chat, and we told Kim, phone the fucking ambulance. I even said to Kim, listen, if he has a go at you, because at one point, like, he kept saying he was trying to be a bloke, I was like, say it was me. I'll take the fucking flak. Just get him in there. Then obviously the decline in him, and just watching that video that he did, just sent shockwaves to my very core, thinking, wow, what a year this has been. But obviously it ends beautifully with him seeing his kids, and then finally being able to see his dad, or be by his dad's side in person, which is it all started with his dad's passing, obviously. And we saw, actually, before even COVID, you remember Bob put out the GoFundMe for his dad's funeral. And look how quickly that target was raised. Like, he set the target, I think it was £3,000, was done within 48 hours. Like, bang, done, see ya. Just a phenomenal group that we have, both within the community, as in that come in on this stream, or people like we have in the chat, like Chris Agambar, you got Ian, you got Welsh Girl, you got Scott M, you can mention Kuva, you can again everyone, and like I said, just seeing Bob in the comments and people, but you got to remember the best thing, which just sums up Bob the best, is when he came on the We Are Tottenham TV just before I went back home, when he was doing well. We just lost to Middlesbrough, and the first thing he said is, I wish I was back in my coma. That's the first thing he came on and said, I've woken up to see this, I wish I was back in my coma. And that's just typical Bob, isn't it? That's just typical Bob, and we love him dearly. And like I said, the world's a brighter place with him in it, and thank God he still is. So l'chaim to you, buddy.
L'chaim, I don't, but it's just like, there's been a lot of infighting in the community recently that we're not going to talk about, but when we pull together and we want to do something, we can bloody do it. We just need to stick together. We can absolutely do anything we want as a positive. That the amount of money that Bob has raised, £5,000 for the NHS, or plus more, plus the benefactors, the doubling the money. We can do anything if we put our minds to it. We can improve the world. And anyone can change the world, even little people like us. Of course, we love pulling together.
You got to look at it like what Bob did, and even the great thing. You got to look at the coma special that Bob did. You got to look at what mental health specials we do on Tottenham on Tour, and we'll be doing in February, apparently, or not apparently, we are going to be aiming to do it in February. There's a lot more news to come on that. We just need to iron out a few things. And then you look at it, like Bob said, and Bob said it on one of his things when he said about my dad being in hospital now, and he's been in hospital, it'll be 3 weeks tomorrow. And again, thank God to the NHS. They I mean, right now, I can't tell you how overly And sorry, I didn't realise how I've completely lost. But how overrun they are. They are like completely, like literally. There is there are they're putting one extra in every single one bed in every single ward in the hospital. The amount of staff that are there on the ward, it's just shocking what's going on in this. I mean, I can't believe what's going on here. Like, people know recently Alana was rushed into hospital on the day that the Queen died. And she had to have emergency surgery, but the treatment she got there, she had her own private room. She got like I can't believe, obviously coming, and it's two different worlds going through two different cycles and loads of different things, but I just couldn't believe the difference right now. Like for instance, I'll tell you now, they're trying to discharge my dad tomorrow. And me and my mum went absolutely ballistic, and it was like, wait a minute, and I'll tell you this stuff now. I don't remember. But they were saying to my dad, we're going to discharge you on Friday. My dad can't even stand up or walk at the moment. And I was like, so how do you expect my dad to walk up to go to bed or come downstairs or do anything? How do you expect them to do anything? And they're like, well, and they turned around to me, to my dad in front of me, and said, well, can't he just stay downstairs? And as you know, I can get quite volatile. And I didn't want to get volatile, and I didn't get my leavey. I was like, wait a minute. My dad has lived here all his life, hasn't paid his taxes, worked as long as he has, not to be told, can't he stay downstairs? And then to do stuff with his legs, they want him to go to the doctors. We're like, well, how do you want him to get to the doctors? Oh, can't he get in a car? He can't stand. He cannot stand up. So then the physios came and said, listen, I don't know why they've said this to you. There's no way he is leaving. Because we have to okay him, and we haven't even seen him yet.
Absolutely.
And then today, this is what I don't get as well. They wanted him to do a little bit of a workout to ascertain his pain. And his levels. But before they did the physio, they gave him painkillers. So it's like, so wait a minute, you're trying to see how much pain he is, but you're giving him painkillers. For him, it's like, how do you ascertain how much pain he's in or what?
He's not in pain. He's taking pain meds.
Exactly. Listen, this isn't a dig at it, because what I think they are doing is absolutely.
It's unbelievable what they're doing.
What the work they're doing and the amount of hours and what they're doing. Thank you very much, Lisa. Means a lot. Yes, it's crazy to think what a state that this government and this country. I know we don't get political, so I don't want to get all that way with what's going on. But it's a very, very sad time for the NHS. And like Bob said, when he says big up them all the time, you have to, because no country, like, we're blessed with Canada, we have the same similar thing, but not a lot of people in the world have what we have, and they're being mistreated. So hopefully that will get sorted ASAP.
So we've got there, and we need to back it as much as physically possible. On a lighter note, Bob has raised 7,227, so that's almost exactly the same as Stuart's username. So Stuart is going to be very happy. So Stuart, you've got to change your name to 7227 instead of 727.
But Bob, it's just an incredible achievement. It's an incredible achievement. Obviously, Bob's extended it a few times because of time to get down there and stuff with the hospital. And when I spoke to him when I was back in Canada, I was like, you should do it for the year. So when the year comes up, but obviously if donations are coming, then keep them coming, because
they need as much of funds as they can.
Exactly. And what Bob has raised is fascinating. And do you know what? There were so many times Bob was like, can you come back to England when I hand this check in? Can you have, because obviously I was like, I'll see what I can do, but I don't know if I can really swing this. But obviously the way things have happened, I am here. And as I said, and you saw in our WhatsApp group, Ben, the honour and pride and joy I'm going to have of walking into that hospital with him, knowing I'm walking in with him and walking out with him. as opposed to going in and dealing with what we all had to deal with, is going to be one of the highlights of my, honestly, and I'm not trying to big out, it will be one of the highlights of my life, because that man is like, he's blood to me. And yeah, sorry, I get quite emotional when I talk this.
Yeah,
I bring it on myself. I bring it on myself.
As always, at least he's coming out there on his own 2 feet.
Exactly.
And it's gonna be a great thing. You've got to revisit your trauma. That's and he's revisiting his trauma, and he's coming out victorious. And not only is he coming out victorious, he's done what Danny Blanchflower says, winning with a flourish. And he has won with a flourish. Yeah, we won't talk political Welshie, but we won't, because we're not going to talk politics, because we are not in a position to talk politics. I am just a coffee roaster. Sometimes I talk coffee, but that's something I'm good at. But yeah, on a lighter note, I don't know, really. That's a sort of, we've gone into a bit, we've done exactly.
Let's get back to Tottenham. Let's talk Tottenham.
Either talk Tottenham, or let's talk something fun. We were talking Christmas before, so everyone in the chat, everyone give your favourite Christmas adverts, what it means to you, your favourite Christmas thing, and what does your family like to do on Christmas? Christmas traditions. My family, of course, is just like Daigle's, is a Jewish family, but we still love Christmas. My dad hates Christmas. He doesn't hate Christmas, but he does his absolute best to try and go away at Christmas. But the problem with my dad is, when you want to go on a holiday, you actually have to bloody plan it. My dad does this thing where 2 days before he wants to go abroad, he says, "Oh, we're going away in 2 days." No, we're not. We've got things planned. So everyone, your favourite Christmas memories, your favourite Christmas adverts, and what you like to do on Christmas. What do you like to do on Christmas, Brian?
So, 1 second. So it's changed with me. So obviously, when I was drinking, this was just a great time to go out boozing everywhere, whatever. But you know what? Since I came, everything changed with me when my nephews came.
Yeah.
Once my nephews came, obviously, when we used to get together as a big group, it was fun all day. Like, literally, we'd have the big lunch, we'd watch EastEnders, Only Fools and Horses, we'd play board games up here, we'd do stuff down. And it can, we used to do loads of, but obviously, it's once the family stopped doing that so much, and when my grandparents passed away, it was just a few of us. So having the kids come in, rejuvenate you and what it's all about, even though they're brought up celebrating Hanukkah and Christmas isn't, but we get together because it's Christmas Day and everything's shut. It's just a lot of fun with them. But for me, it's obviously, I love English TV during Christmas, and the build up to Christmas is just brilliant. Like, people will know or may not know, my guilty pleasure in life is EastEnders.
Yeah,
I've watched every single goddamn episode, and I will never stop, ever stop. I won't miss an episode. So obviously, I love watching all that, and it's the only soap I do. So watching all that. No, I mean, watching that's great, but do you know what it is? I know they had to because they're aging. It's not the same with that and You Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah, it's
like you all waited. Like, I can say, if there's one show that everyone normally would sit down to at Christmas Day, it was typical him. Typical him. Only Fools and Horses just used to be the one, and I know they put them all on UK Gold and whatever, but then there's the adverts and there's whatever. And it doesn't matter how many times you watch Only Fools and Horses, they're still brilliant. They're still absolute genius. And it's just weird without that. But what do you do on yours, Ben?
Watch Christmas telly and listen to Classic FM. I love Classic FM for Christmas.
There you go.
Always will watch the monarch speech. It's going to be the first Christmas without the Queen speaking. It's going to be bizarre. Yep. I mean, the Queen's speech has always been we always watch that whilst we're having our Christmas dinner. It's always been a thing. But
I'll tell you what as well. Talking of that, talking about the King's speech. What a bad time for this Harry and Meghan thing to drop.
Oh God!
It's like that's dropped today on Netflix. It's probably going to be the most watched thing on the planet this next few days. And you know what? And like we said, I'm not I'm not a royalist, but I think this is a bit of a bad time to do it. This is Netflix and you should have done it. Let what's going on with the Queen's pie. I know she's pie and all done. Let it be dealt with and do it in the new year. But it's going to cause some controversy, isn't it? This documentary.
What I do not understand as someone who is not a royalist, I do like how much money they did give in tourism as the sun bloody blinds me back. They keep on saying we don't want any publicity, but they keep on putting themselves in the ether.
Yeah.
So do you want publicity or do you not want publicity? I don't care, to be honest. I'm not going to watch it. I don't care. I bloody like The Crown, though. The Crown's a fantastic TV show. But
Ilana got me into it. Ilana loves her fucking history, loves her British history. And I mean, she could go on quizzes and smash anyone here on her history. It's one of her greatest passions, and she loved watching that. So I was like, you know what? Let's spend some time together. I'll watch it. It took me a little while to get into it, but then I slowly got into it. And then obviously the last season that they did was the one that Diana came into.
Yeah.
And obviously now things will get ramped up, and it is very well done. It is very, very well done.
Brilliantly made series. It's a brilliantly done.
Yeah, have to say.
And of course, the choice of actors is impeccable.
Yeah, I mean, Olivia Colman is one of the greatest actresses, and one of the greatest. She's such a funny personality as well. Yeah. I've got a lot of time for Olivia Colman. She's brilliant. Like, you look at her on Broadchurch or anything she does. She's one of those actresses that whatever she does is great.
Yeah. I like this from Chris Agenbar. I like this. CGI. CGI is the way to go.
Maybe. It may well be.
But it's very much going to be but this year it's going to be crazy because they've got two kids running around my house. You've got my little nephew Elijah that's just a ball of energy that just likes to run around. He's enjoying Sinterklaas because of course, his mother is Dutch. So he's doing the Dutch Christmas thingamajig that we do not understand at all with Sinterklaas. Yeah. Unluckily, they didn't get to go back to the Netherlands because it's in school year. So they can't just say, "Oh, take him out of school. Let's go to the Netherlands." Yeah. But, yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun with two little ones running about whilst I'm sitting in my Christmas pajamas and making a noise and everyone's deafened. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, so how many people do you have come around yours?
Not many. We will see. Maybe there's room for a few more, but who knows? Big up, Amir. Shalom, Achi. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Manishma, Achi.
Manishma. But it's going to be fun. We don't usually have that many people come by on Christmas.
Do you do anything boxing? I mean, normally it's football, obviously, and it will be football.
And especially this year, it's football again.
Yeah.
We've all got football again. Boxing Day.
I'm doing the... Oh, Jesus Christ, he's on one, isn't he?
He's got the Christmas crackers out.
He is on one. He reminds me of... who's the... there's a guy who used to be on the meet... Delaney on Mock the Week, who is the king of the one-liners.
Yeah.
Who is the one, and that's what Bob reminds me of right now. He's doing the one-liners.
We need to organise a thing because Bob wants to see Amir. We need to organise an actual meeting so they can meet each other. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the good thing is, I suppose he said, I think he's coming back from Ireland today.
Yeah.
And then he's here till January. So if I'm right, so we've got the time.
We've definitely got the time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Agenbar. Thank you very much, man. So yeah, and he's the king of the one-liners. He is hysterical with them. Yeah, we can sort that out.
Yeah, we got to do that. Tommy Cooper is brilliant at one-liners as well.
Oh,
I don't know if not like that, but the best one when he's doing the Christmas duck and he got this like random puppet of a duck. And he's going to say, we're going to put the sauce on the high gas and the soup on the low gas. And it's just like, there's a high cooker that's like pulling it in. And there's one that's really like, there's a soup on the high gas. He's brilliant. I love him.
He is. But my sister actually went to a comedy special last night with McIntyre, Dara O'Brien.
Dara O'Brien brilliant as well.
Dara O'Brien. Who else there? Ramesh Ranganathan. There's quite a few of them. So yeah, but football's back, isn't it? It will be back. And just talking of football, obviously, people get ready because after Ben finishes here at 4 p.m. on our channel, Tottenham on Tour, there will be another Ask Us Anything for a couple of hours.
Yes.
So come over and join us on that.
If I don't, 4 p.m.
4 p.m. You are right, sir.
We will need to go and do that because we're only going to go for another 15 minutes. We're only going to do a shorter stream today because why not? But we're going to be on top of for 2 hours, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be
fun. Get all your questions in, and like I said, it does not need to be about football. It can be about anything. But we, like Ben says, we don't deal with politics, blah 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 blah. But let's have some Christmas fun. It's
absolutely. We've got to do our Christmas. We've got to do the Tottenham on Tour Christmas special. I'm desperate.
Yeah, we've got to arrange a date.
Danny Kyriakou to even talk with me for 2 minutes.
Yeah, Danny at the moment, obviously, over the Christmas period, is jetting back with Sana here and there. So it's hard. But we'll have you, me, Amir, Ryan. Ireland's workload eases at the end of this week, so he can probably join in from Toronto.
Yeah.
And we'll just have a crazy amount of fun.
Yeah, Christmas crackers. It's what we want.
Got to be done. Got to be done.
Absolutely. Glad I have the day off. Tottenham on Tour.
There you go, Welshie. There you go. And talking of meeting, I've got to get in touch with her and arrange. She's going to come down to London.
Yes, we need to do that. We need to do an organiser meeting. Welsh shit comes to the coffee company.
Maybe we can do it on Thursday with a Tottenham on Tour. Ask Us Anything at yours.
Absolutely. We can do that.
We can have a special guest on location.
Yeah. Got to do it. Got to do it.
It just has to be done.
Yeah. And maybe get the Luckers out.
Oh,
I explained to a load of people the other day what Luckers are, and you're just like, you've never lived.
Mate, I need a Lucker now. I have to speak to Mum.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to try what you said because I've never put vinegar on my Luckers ever.
Vinegar on Luckers is the way to go.
I'm going to have to try this.
I hate the North Americans. Sour cream and applesauce.
Yeah, that never. People said to me, even when I was out there and I got Luckers, they came round and do you want sour cream or applesauce? I was like, for what? I was like, no. I was like, for what? And they said, your Luckers. I was like, are you mad?
Yeah.
I was like, what is this?
Yeah, I want Coleman's English mustard and ketchup.
That's you know what? And I'm a big brown. I'm a huge HP brown sauce guy.
Yeah.
But ketchup is with Luckers the chosen sauce.
Absolutely. You've got to have salt beef. You can't have sour cream and salt beef.
No, salt beef is just mustard all day long.
I like a bit of ketchup with my salt beef, but mustard is the way to go. And some sour
mustard is the way forward. But this is the thing. Again, when we have yellow mustard it's this French's mustard. It's not like Coleman's or anything like that. I'm sure there are ones you can get, but the staple is this French's stuff, which don't even touch the sides.
It's good because it's not like punch you in the face and ruin your food, and that's sort of what Coleman's mustard is. You got to have French's, I think, the American mustard.
It's not the best.
You've got to have vinegar with them, Ian. That is what you have. You have vinegar and you have ketchup and you have a bit of American mustard. That is the way to go.
I am gonna have to try vinegar. I'm gonna have to try it and say I did.
It's the way to go.
Because it makes sense, vinegar and potatoes, as opposed to potatoes and applesauce, which is like.
Why would you have sweet stuff on salty?
No, I have to say no. This is where I have to. This is where I have to interject because obviously, living in the great Canada that I do, North America, I never thought things like bacon and maple syrup or chicken.
Because that's like a Moorish salty.
That's salty and
not like really salty.
Yeah, there are things like honestly, I didn't think these things, and I used to say to Alana, "How can something sound so wrong but taste so right?"
Yeah,
is what I used to say to her. So there are things where it does work.
Absolutely.
Oh no, man! No, man! And it's all about Coleman's. But you know what it is? It's because we're brought up on it. or that's what we have. When we talk yellow mustard, we are talking Coleman's.
The French's is good for salt beef because it doesn't overpower it.
Oh no, it's only Coleman's, mate. Only Coleman's.
You got my uncle that puts well too much on. Like we went to, you know where Daniel's is in Finchley, on the way to Wembley. There's a crappy little salt beef bar that's not kosher, so I don't actually believe it's a salt beef bar because it's not kosher. If it's not kosher, it's not salt beef, in my opinion. We went there, we sat down in there, and my uncle was like, "Can I have some more mustard? There isn't enough. Can I have some more mustard, please?" And he gets this pot of mustard, and he smears the entirety of this mustard all over his salt beef sandwich. But so much on it, he blew his head off. It's just like, what are you doing? You've just ruined your sandwich. You've ruined it. A bit on it, fantastic. Why? Why are you smothering it? You got to have enough.
Yeah, but listen,
not as good as Whitby though, Amir. Whitby is the north of England is the best for chips, and that is a fact.
Yeah. I mean, I do love my potatoes, but it can only be Marish Pipers. Marish Pipers are the king potato.
Not for chips though, they're not good for chips.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I went through a time, like even now today, and I don't know why it is. I've gone right off chips, and by chips I mean French fries, obviously. Yeah, I don't mind like the thin chips, but the chips from Chippies.
That's blaspheme.
I know. I don't know why it's happened. I went ages, but I'll eat potatoes, I'll eat crisps, I'll eat everything. But chips, I'll be like, no, give me something else. I don't know why. It's just been a weird thing. But the like curly fries or crinkled chip,
I love curly fries. Curly fries are great.
Yeah, curly fries are great.
But I love a chippy chip. They are just the best.
Yeah, it's not I won't eat them. I just for some reason I've been like, no, just substitute me. And obviously, again, in North chippies aren't what they are here.
Yeah.
Chippies aren't what they are here. Although I can have chips with a poutine.
Yeah.
Fine, because there's the gravy, and everything, and they're not the big chippy chip. I can't remember. Did we get a poutine at the Scotland Yard? We didn't, did we? That was my bad.
I didn't get enough. I didn't do enough time in Canada, but that's all I could do. Unfortunately.
Well, there's always another time, brother.
What?
You know,
rice and chips.
You know, Ben. You've always got a place in Toronto, whether it be with me, Bobby K, or anyone else, Alex.
Yeah.
You always have a room in Toronto, so whenever you're wanted over, you're more than welcome.
It's absolutely happening next year. Need to find a way to make my family go as well, because they've got to go to Canada as well, because they want to go. They've got to go.
There you go. But what time of year would you come over?
Spring, I think.
Spring, nice.
I think we're doing skiing though in February. So
yeah, you always do, don't you?
Spring, we're doing skiing, and we're going to Milan for the Tottenham game, which we've applied for. Hopefully, we get the away tickets, but either way, we will be in Milan for that game. That's going to be fun.
It'll be great.
Tottenham in Milan. No better way.
Mate, listen, it will be great. You go skiing annually, don't you?
Yeah, we try to. We've re-brought it back into the Kaufman repertoire. Repertoire, because
nice wording. Nice wording. I was going to go with tradition, but repertoire sounds lovely.
Because we all like skiing. Is one of the, if you do skiing the right way, which is the Jewish way, which means you ski between hot chocolates. You've sod the athletics and getting fit and breathing in the mountain air and Instagram posts and that. No, you ski between hot chocolates and then you stop the chips and then you go to another hot chocolate and you get fatter. It's the only holiday you go on and you get athletics holiday that you get fatter.
There you go. Yeah. I've
skiing
never gone
hot chocolates. Jewish skiing is the way to go.
There you go. You should trademark that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Bob is now, I told my very nervous customer, I never make mistakes. I thought I did once, but I was wrong. Yeah. You do. Shakshuka is great.
Oh, mate.
There's a place in Yafo that does shakshuka amazingly.
Mate, shakshuka is the one. Yeah. Shakshuka is the one. Ilana makes a banging shakshuka.
Shakshuka's great.
She does make a banging shakshuka.
Yeah. It's one of those very simple things. It's just so delicious.
Mate, I can't believe it's the 9th of December. I came on the 9th of November. I've been here a month already.
Yeah. And it's the 8th. So you're a day ahead of us, Brian.
That's what I'm saying, tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, time flies when you're having fun. I mean,
mate, this whole year has literally.
The summer went on forever, but the winter, as soon as it hit September, it's gone so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, September is where really all my drama back home started. Yeah. So that kind of flew by, but at the same time dragged on because I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just crazy. The last few years, post-COVID, pre-COVID, whatever, have just been absolutely ridiculous. Yep.
We're going to be there.
Mate, listen, I've said it from the beginning. I would love to see as many people come out to Toronto. Listen, you may not be able to get to the games, you may not, whatever, but to experience how lucky am I and everyone in America for the second time, Mexico for the second time, that they're going to be in a host World Cup nation.
Yeah, it's going to be brilliant.
I've told you, Lana, no matter what, I'm spending a week where England is. I don't care where they are. Just like I don't even care if I get tickets, just to be with all the English lot.
Yeah. Either way, if we can't get to a game, there is the Scotland Yard.
Exactly. Well, no, put it this way: whoever Canada will be playing in Toronto, and I will be able to get Canada tickets.
Yeah.
And a fair few of them. So that's not up for debate. We'll definitely go to a World Cup game.
Yeah.
It just might not be England. But yeah, it's just an incredible. And in the summer, my God, Toronto is popping. It's going to be. I can't wait. For 2026.
When I was there, and it was bloody awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be incredible. And if I can get as many, or if we can do it, that as many people can be out there from the community and even the people in the chats. What a time to all meet and have a wicked time. Like you said, if we don't get to a match, the Scotland Yard.
He knows.
So yeah, the Scotland Yard is going to be an incredible spectacle during that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be just great.
It's going to be fun. This has been we need to do a year in review. This year has been one of those ridiculously crazy years with everything that's gone on, and now it's sort of like we've almost gone into a chill factor, which is really lovely.
Yeah.
But then the wheel starts turning again.
Well, you got to look at it, like you said, as a community kind of thing, and even as a football club, we're going out of this year a lot better than we came in. And I think a lot of people, thankfully, might be able to say that about how their year has been. I certainly can. Welsh Girl, whenever you want, there's a room always open for you at mine. So come out. It will be incredible. But yeah, it is one of those. It's been a crazy year, but I think in every department for me, apart from obviously being here and apart from my wife, but this is for the greater good at the moment. Things are. It is a thing for. Is a thing to look forward to for 2023.
It's going to be brilliant. It's absolutely going to be. It's going to be absolutely brilliant.
Bear in mind, when I do say that, I say we can all be happy going into 2023, but by the end of January 2023, you may see me very unhappy because I may be getting very, very volatile with a certain person. But we shall see. We shall see. The ball is in his court, and let's say when it's in his court, I never feel confident.
Big up 10-inch. Big up 10-inch.
Big up. Big up.
We've only got 2 minutes left of the show, so let's talk about the show we are doing at 4 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, which is 11 o'clock Eastern Time. What's going to happen on Tottenham on Tour, Brian?
Again, it's the show that everyone else controls. It's Ask Us Anything, where literally that is the rules of the show. You control it, and like I said, this does not just have to be football orientated.
Yeah.
It can be anything. We'll be going for a couple of hours. We had a lot of fun last time. We did a special right where Ben is right now with 5 of us.
Yeah.
It is going to be me and Ben. There may be someone else, depending, and it will be someone who's currently residing in Amsterdam, who said he's going to make an appearance. We'll wait and see if he does.
He's not turning up.
We'll wait and see if he does. Well, the thing is, he said that Sana doesn't get home till 6:30.
Yeah.
His time, which is 5:30 our time.
Yeah.
So he has the time. Exactly. So I'm hoping that he is going to make it.
Yeah. And if he doesn't, we're all going to take the piss out of him, as always.
Yeah. Either way, we can sing some Greek time. We can do that. And then, like I said, yeah, we're back, and this will be, I think, the 4th show in a row. Like Ask Us Anything. There is more coming from Tottenham on tour, but this is always going to be the I wouldn't say so much as a flagship. It's just the most fun, because obviously we never know where it's going.
Yeah.
So get your questions in. Go have a cup of tea or a coffee, and you'll see us on Tottenham on tour at 4 p.m.
Brilliant stuff. And you've got hits with your catchphrase, Brian, before I hit with my catchphrase and roll with the outro.
Well, I do. One thing I do have to say is what I did find out is during this week we actually signed a sponsorship deal for Duxamania to be Duxana or whatever they're called, to be our official beds.
Yeah.
So now with three skyscrapers going up, isn't it great that you have your official paint, your official toiletries, and now your official beds? None of them that can play for the club. So with Christmas coming, and with Hanukkah fast approaching, and if you're looking for stocking fillers, look no further than Morton Brown, who have now become the official toiletries once again of Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah. So get your stocking fillers in. And as always, Levy out.
Back on Monday. We're no longer streaming on Fridays. So we will be back Monday afternoon here at the Coffee Company at 2 p.m. as usual. And we're going to be having fun and probably having a chat about something. But thank you all so much for joining today's show. And as always, if you smell what the cough is brewing, thank you all so much for joining. And we will see you in the next one. Come on, you Spurs. Big up the NHS and all that stuff. Leave you out and all that stuff.
Leave you out. Big up the NHS.
Goodbye, everyone. Ciao.